December 2022, and first question: Who has announced as the ambassador for the British Academy to Film of the Television Arts of the Breakthroughs Initiative in November 2022? Such A.R. Rahman. And related news: and A.R. Rahman was announced as ambassador for the British Academy of Film of the Television Arts and Breakthroughs of the initiative. The initiative to support Netflix aims to identify the celebration support to the five of the talent working the film, games, and or TV of India to BAFTA to Breakthroughs India will be help of the facilitate the development and relationship between the British talent and India to home green of the creatives. Two number question: Which of the state will be soon to start up free ambulance and service and road accident of the victim? Such as West Bengal. Related news: the West Bengal government will be soon start of the free ambulance service the road accident of the victim. Service starting with a list of the 115 ambulance. The state government is that moment sitting to up to detail of the map of the accident prone and zones and the nearby the hospital. This is the service will be to primarily work on the GPS system and to me of the same. The state of the government will have to bear the cost and amount of free 30 crore. West Bengal and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Governor Jagdeep Dhankar, Lok Sabha seat and 42, Rajya Sabha seat হচ্ছে 16. Three number question: Which of the country is set of the start of the one of the first of the trials of the green hydrogen to replace to natural gas and cooking of heating of in 300 homes? Such as Scotland. Related news: Scotland is the set of the start the one of the first of the trials of green hydrogen replace natural gas for the cooking of heating of 300 homes. Scotland gas and company to SGN will be to feed houses to 5 and without the free of hydrogen heating system and of the stove ovens to be used over 4 year. The aims to see if the carbon free of hydrogen to made from water electricity and via to electrolysis can be help of UK of meet of the carbon goals. Scotland capital of the Edinburgh এবং কারেন্সি হচ্ছে পাউন্ড অফ স্টার্লিং and 4 number question: A task force and committee to appointed by the Karnataka government to suggested to roadmap to implement a national education policies to submit is the report of December 2022. The committee wasn't headed by two homes as SB Ranganath. Related news: and a task and force and committee to headed by former chief secretary of the SB Ranganath and submit its the report to government 1 December 2022. The committee wasn't appointed by the Karnataka government to suggest a roadmap and to implement of the national education policy. The committee, as suggested by the Karnataka State of the University Act, established the Karnataka Higher Education and Commission. Karnataka Chief Minister B. S. Yedurappa, Governor Bajubhai Bala, number of the district of the 30, number of the district of 30, among Lok Sabha seat on 28 and Rajya Sabha seat on 12. 5 number question: In November 2022, in Manipur, the state to health of department has to start a zero survey of in how many of the district analyze impact and COVID-19 local spread in the state. Number 4. Related news হচ্ছে যে মণিপুর the state of the health department the started zero survey and 4 district analyze and impact to COVID-19 local and spread in the state. The state health of department will be to collecting to 4,600 samples during the zero survey to the continue to 19 December 2022. The 12 medical to beams and consisting the 5 member in each of the team to will be visit to identify in village and test of the sample. মণিপুর নাম্বার অফ ডিস্ট্রিক্ট হচ্ছে 16টি, লোকসভা সিট হচ্ছে 2টি এবং রাজ্যসভা সিট হচ্ছে 1টি এবং স্টেট অফ দ্য অ্যানিমেল হচ্ছে সাংহাই এবং স্টেট বার্ড হচ্ছে মিসেস হিউমে পেশন. And 6 number question: In December 2022, to Honeywell International to HINS has to partner with the Society for Innovation and Development (SID). Of which of the following of the institutes? Indian Institute of the Science. Related news: and Honeywell International INC has as a partner of the Society Innovation and Development of the SID. Indian to Institute of Science of the IICS. It will be to fund and support and deep of the science of the startup will be social and the impact. And 3 deep is the science and deep of the technology. DS and DT startup refer to those and that work and novel as game changing to technologies that is offered to signify and advance toward those and currently in use. Seven number question. Every year in December 2, the world of the celebrate to International Day for the abolition of the slavery. It wasn't commissioned and by the United Nations to General Assembly in which of the year 1949. And related news every year in December 20, the world of the celebrate International Day abolition of the slavery. It wasn't commissioned by the United Nations General Assembly 1949 in intendance to eliminate of the modern day forms to slavery that exist in society. According to for UN, 24.9 million people are the forced and labor and 15.4 million people are the force of the marriage. 50.4 out of 1000 people will be victim to modern of slavery. 8 number question. Who has to released the first of edition of the Kaushalla Konatok and monthly magazine and to provide a link between the job aspirant of the employer. So BS Yadurippa. Related news. Konatok CM BS of Yadurippa wasn't released the first of edition and Kaushalla to Konatok and monthly magazine to provide to a link in between job aspirant and employers. The magazine will be have to information and about an employment opportunities. It is the being to brought out by the skill development entrepreneurship and livelihood department. কর্ণাটকের চিফ মিনিস্টার হচ্ছেন বিএস ইয়েদুরাপ্পা অ্যান্ড গভর্নর হচ্ছে বাজুভাইওয়ালা। নাম্বার অফ ডিস্ট্রিক্ট অফ 30টি, লোকসভা সিট হচ্ছে 28 এবং রাজ্যসভা সিট 12। 9 number question. In December 2022, who has to launched the green of the charcoal to hackathon, which would be focused on innovative ways to convert to from to residue into green of the charcoal? RK Singh. And related news, Union Power Minister RK Singh launched a green up charcoal to hackathon and which of the would be focused innovative ways and convert farm to residue into green of the charcoal. NTPC Vidyut Bihar Nigam to NVVN wholly owned subsidiary company NTPC to LED Partnership Energy Efficiency Service Limited EESL to organize the technology and challenge to name of the green charcoal hackathon. The purpose of this event to leverage the innovative Indian of the mind to bridge the technologies gap within objective to clean air by eliminating to farm by producing to renewable to energy out of the agro residue. 10 number question. Indian to government plans to expand renewable energy capacity by to about one goal of to 175 gigawatt by the year 2022. And related news, and India is looking to acquire to stake and lithium assets to overseas and secure to supply of the metal of the use on making power storage and batteries. The government have plans to expand to renewable to energy to capacity in by about to 175 gigawatt by 2022 and boot in further to 415 gigawatt by 2030. India is seeking to cheaper and power of the storage and solution to meet of the climate communication and reduce air pollution is of the cities. 11 number question. Who launched 5-star village and postal scheme in Dehradun in December 2022 for of the rural areas of Uttarakhand? That is Sanjay Datta. The Union Minister to State Communication to Sanjay Dhotre to launch 5-star village of the postal scheme to Dehradun in 1st December 2022 to rural areas in Uttarakhand. It will be insured to universal coverage and flagship postal scheme. He also distributed the Sukarno Samadhi Yojana passbook and checkbooks, ATM card and saving bank passbook and benefits of the scenarios of citizens and welfare fund of the scheme. Uttarakhand Chief Minister of the Trivandra Singh of the Rawat and Governor Bobby Rani Murjo and Lok Sabha seat in 5 and Rajya Sabha seat in 33. Who was inaugurated the Sardar Lake and Dhoiwala in December 2020 to Trivandra Singh Rawat. Related news, Uttarakhand CM Trivandra Singh Rawat has to inaugurate of the Surandar Lake and Doyala. It will be to address the drinking water and irrigation of the need of the nearly 20 villages around it and also set up become a major tourist and water sport of the destination of the coming of the times. The lake will be recharged sea water resource in of the area and help build of the healthy ecosystem. Uttarakhand Chief Minister to Trivandra Singh Rawat and Governor and Bobby Rani Morjo state of animal alpine mask of deer এবং state bird of the Himalayan or the monal and register of the GI Uttarakhand Tejpat. 30 number question. Infosys Limited has to enter into a partnership with which of the following? They provide full ranges, high-end engineering and R&D to service integrate with the advanced digital service to that company to rules Royce. In related news, Infosys Limited has to enter into the partnership within Rolls and Roy, an aerospace and defense and technology and company. Under this is the Rolls and Royce will be transition in the significant part is the engineering to center capabilities and for civil of the aerospace and Bengaluru to Infosys. Infosys will be provide full range and high-end engineering and R&D and service to integrate and within the advanced to digital service and the rules and ROI. 14 number question. In the first one for an Uttar Pradesh Lucknow Municipal Corporation bonds within 200 rupees crore were listed to which of the following in the December 2022 share Bombay Stock of Exchange. Related news in the first and Uttar Pradesh Lucknow Municipal Corporation to bonds with 200 crore listed to Bombay Stock Exchange BSE and Mumbai to December 2022. The Lucknow to Municipal Corporation to become the first civic body in North India to issue bonds, even to process to issue to municipal bonds and civic bodies to start up in the country 1997. Uttar Pradesh and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Governor Anandivan Patel, number of district 75 and Lok Sabha seat on 18, Rajya Sabha seat on 31 and state of NFL Barasingha. 15 number question. Which of the following has announced an appointment and Amit Shah and President of Group Strategy in December 2022? Such Mahindra Group. And related news, Mahindra Group has to announce and then an appointment to Amit Shah as President Group of the strategy. It will be successor to Anish Shah, who has promoted and Deputy Managing Director to in April 2022. Singh will be over to Sanji's risk and economics function. Prior to joining Mahindra, Singh was a senior partner and director with an basin of company. 16 number question. To Bank of India will be equal to 49% stake each in of the Boy XI Investment Management PVT Limited, Private Limited, and Boy XI Trust and Service to Private Limited. Where is the Bank of India to headquarters? It is Mumbai. Related news, Bank of India acquired 49% stock each in of the Boy XI Investment Manager Private Limited, Boy XI Trust and Service of the Private Limited. After the acquisition, both of the initiatives will become to Bank of India to fully of the own of the subsidiaries. The transition to be done in cash basic proposed to complete it and December 2022. Another extend date of the mutually agreed to between of them and Bank of India to headquarters of the Mumbai. 17 number question. In December 2022, India and US have to sign an MOU. Which of the following to intellectual and property related news? India and US have to sign an MOU, the intellectual property IP corporation between the two of countries. This is agreement will be held and conducting program and events and provide two details to the practice, experience and much of the information to IB then public as well as industry to universities to research and development, small and medium size of the enterprise. The Department for the Promotion of Industry and International Trade DPIT is under the Minister of the Commerce to sign and move with the United States and patient of the trademark office to USPTO, the agency department of the commerce of US. 18 number question. Who delivered his keynote address at the IIT 2022 Global Summit organized by Pani IIT USA December 2022? President Narendra Modi. Related news, PM Modi to deliver a keynote address in IIT 2022 and Global Summit organized by Panit to US and 4 December 2022. The new of 2022 and Summit, the future is of the now. It is focused issue to like global economy to technology, innovation, health and habitat conservation and universal education. Pan IIT USA is organization to that is more than 20 years on old. It is run by to all volunteer and IIT alumni. 19 number question. In December 2022 and Reserve Bank of expect to GDP to contract How much is percentage of the fiscal rule 7.5? Related news, and the Reserve Bank of expect to GDP to contract to 7.5% is physical. This was announced by RBI Governor Shashikant Das's will of the announcing to monetary of the policy committee to decision on to keep interest rate unchanged. This is an upgrade to from a central bank of the earlier forecast of 9.5% concentration is of October 2022 review. The RBI to project to innovation of 6.8% for of the Q3 and of the physical. 20 number question. Uday Shankar, it is the president-elect of which of the following for the year 2022 to and 21 FCI. Related news. Uday Shankar is the president-elect lending to industry body of FICCI to Federation of Indian to Chambers to Commerce and Industry and for the year 2022 and 2021. He will be to success to Sangeeta Reddy to during to FICCI to 93rd annual of the general meeting to being held from 11 from 14 December 2022. He is the president to wallet to Disney company for the Asian Pacific and chairman of the Star Disney of India. 21 number question. Dinesh Sharda Sharma to passed away in December 2022. He was an appointed as the administrative in the Union Territory and the Lakshadweep in which of the year 2019. And related news, Dinesh Sharma to administrative of the Lakshadweep and former to director of the Intelligence Bureau passed away in December 2022. He was appointed as the administrative for the Union Territory Lakshadweep and in October 2019. In 2017, he was appointed in the Union government to representative for the peace of the talk and will be various group and North Eastern state on May 30, 2017. 22 number question. Tata Sons Private Limited to export is more than to how many of lakh share and Tata Chemicals via open market transaction. 25. Related new. Tata Sons and Private Limited to bought is more than 25 lakh and share to Tata Chemicals and open market transaction. According to the bulk deal of the data available to Asian National Stock Exchange, Tata Sons to bought 25 lakh 71,000 to 151 of share of the company of the average price and 40 lakhs and 71.288. This is the true and total as dealers value on 121 of 35 crore. 23 number question. The 8th Northeast of the festival will be to held in which of the city on December 2022? In Guwahati. Related news. The 18th North of East Festival will be to held in Guwahati in December 9 and 22. The North of East Festival to is attempt to showcase and create an awareness about India to Northeast and promote to entrepreneurship of the tourism. One of the major of this festival is to the attract to tourism to investment and create and positive and videos during to this is the trying of the times. 24 number question. Cody Henderson has to announce his of the retirement of the December 2022. He was of the related to which of the following of the sports is the cricket. And related news. New Zealand all-rounder Cody Anderson has announced his of the retirement of the sign of 3-year of deals on US and major of the League of the Cricket MLC. He scored 2,277 runs with 202 half of centuries and also picked up the 19 wicket. New Zealand's capital of the Wellington and currency New Zealand dollar and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern এবং national sport of the rugby. 25 number question. G.R. Udayani passed away in December 2022 and due to COVID-19 he was elevated as an additional judge of the Gujarat High Court in which of the year 2012. And related news. And Gujarat High Court sitting to judge and J.R. Udayani passed away in December 2022 and due to COVID-19. He began his law and practice in 1987 and was an elevated additional judge of the Gujarat High Court in 2012. Period to the his registered to general in the High Court. He was among the 3 sitting to judge who were tested and positive in November 2022. 26 number. Which of the following day has become the country the first on virtual platform access to Beijing to homegrown digital currencies? It is JD.com Inc. Related news. Chinese e-commerce to company to JD.com Inc. has to become country the first virtual platform accept Beijing homegrown digital currency. JRT the company fintech arm will be accept digital yuan payment in some and product and online mail. China to digital yuan is one of the world's most advanced central bank of digital currency NATC. 27 number question: which of the bank has partnered with a fintech lending platform Rupee in offer to be a business credit card powered by Visa? Axis Bank. Related news: Axis Bank has partnered with a fintech lending platform to Rupee to the offer to business credit card to powered by Visa. The card will be to offer to MSME to transport aggregator platform for the business purchased Rupee work and the large aggregators to like food delivery platform, e-commerce companies, etc. to reach out of the micro business selling on their platform. 28 number question: the purple to style labs has to academic and the resort were to level up Wendell of the road rigs in December 2022, in which of the city to purple style labs and based on at Mumbai. Related news: in Mumbai is based on luxury fashion house Purple Style of Labs and account on the report and wire of label Wendell of Rodriguez. In 2019 to Bini Venom's Pansol hack to Purple to Style Labs and accurate multi-brand of the luxury wear into marketplace and Purnima and pop-up shop with Wendell the Rodriguez and launch and his of the label in 1989. 29 number question: who has to topped IMD's to legend breakout star of Indian streaming of the content 2022? Sanjana Sanghi. Related news: and Sanjana Sanghi is top and IMD list and break of the star Indian to streaming content in 2022. She wasn't followed and by Isha Talwar, Harshrita Gaur, Swastika Mukherjee and Ahana Kumara. She wasn't made a debut in leading role with a Dil Bachara. 30 number question: which of the following the railway station to situate between two Parthagarh and Bashakpur is of Lucknow Varanasi railway section will be now with the name of the Ma Barahi Devi and Dham Dandupur. Related news: the Dandapur railway station situated between two Pratapgarh and Bahadur Shah on Lucknow Varanasi rail section will be now be named of Ma Barahi Devi Dham. The Union government has signed off the constant after to Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath to give his nod as renaming of the railway station. There is a temple Ma Barahi Devi 6 of the kilometer of the from the railway station. 31 number question: who has become the first Indian to win of the Formula 2 race and during the Shakir Grand Prix? Johan Dharuwala. Related news: Jahan Dharuwala became the first Indian to win Formula 2 race and during to Shaki Grand Prix. A thrilling of the battle against Neptune and championship among Mike of the Schumacher and Daniel of the Tiktam. So that is a 22-year-old Indian emerged on top in the support race on the season ending to Formula 1 Grand Prix. He to driving for of the Rio Racing had to good as launch as from second on the grid was up to alongside and polar seater to Daniel Rickham. 32 number question: one is the Indian to Armed Force to Flag Day celebrate 7 December. Related news: every Indian Armed Force and Flag Day and celebrate on December 7th, the annual day observed to honor and martyrs men of the uniform who served our country. It was an awareness committee set up to under the Defense Minister Baldev Singh and 28 August 1949 decided to observe on Flag Day and annually December to 7. The day is also dedicated as a collection funds from the people of the country for the welfare of Indian to armed force and personnel. Funds and collected for the welfare of the children of the martyrs and thereof the widowed and wives and for of the soldiers and ex-servicemen of the who have been of the severely injured and disabled in line of the devotee. The flag day of the found of the managed in the country via the local arms and Kendriya Sainik Board KSB, which of the part of the Ministry of the Defense. 33 number question: the Gurugram Metropolitan Development Authority to planning of the develop the first dedicated parking app and Gurugram of the app will be provided. Which of the following the features of the resident such as find of nearest parking lot, know of the number of the parking spot available, book and parking spot of the evidence. And related news: the Gurugram Metropolitan Development Authority GMDA is planning to develop the first dedicated parking app on Gurugram. The app will be all resident to find out the nearest of the parking lot, know and number of the parking spot to available and book and parking spot in advance. All existing government parking to lot would be also integrated into the app. Showcase all be efforts mentioned to relevant of the details. 34 number question: which of the following the South emergency use and authorism its COVID-19 vaccine of India? Such a Phil Freezer has two certain emergency and auto tourism and for COVID-19 vaccine of in India. The final business out and permission import and vaccine usage on distribution of the country. Phil Freezer to India has become too fast and pharmaceutical and farm to seek from the Drugs and Controller General India to DCGI. An emergency use to authorism its COVID-19 vaccine of the country. 35 number question: which of the following has received approval from to Drugs Controller General of India DCGI began to in phase of 3 and clinical trials and in biological therapy and pegylated and interferon of the alpha 2b and peggy have in COVID-19 patient. Jaidis Cadila Pharma QC Girls and related news. Jaidis Cadila among Pharma QC has to receive to approval from the Drugs Controller General of the India DCGI begin the phase of 3 clinical trials and would be biological therapy. Peggy lived in intervention alpha 2b to Pega-HIP to COVID-19 patients. Pega-HIP has approved drug in is being to reverse post and treatment and COVID. The trials will be to conducted in 250 patients across 25 centers in India to December 20. 36 number question: which is the bank transformed of this mobile and banking app to iMobile into app in offers to payment and banking service customer to any bank to ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is related news. ICICI Bank has transformed mobile banking app mobile in app to offers to payment and banking service customer any bank called an iMobile Pay. If the app is offered to unique combination to facilitate payment apps such as the enabling customer to pay any UPI ID to merchant. The use an iMobile Pay can be also transferred to money to many bank account, payment app and digital wallet. 37 number question: Narendra Singh company passed away in December 2022. He published to how many books in of optoelectronics and entrepreneurship? And 4 related news. Renewed and physicist and businessman and 6 activities. Narendra Singh Cavani passed away in December 2022. He was a father of fiber optics and head of the 100 patient patent in this name. He wasn't fast on the transmit and images shows and fiber optic back in 1954 and laid the foundation high speed internet technology. He published in 4 books about electronics and entrepreneurship. 38 number question: who among the following of the author will be to part of the 9th edition Bangalore of the Literature Festival BLAF to be held on December 2022? Jeffrey Archer, Chetan Bhagat এবং Maxwell Smith. Related news: the 9th edition of Bangalore of the Literature Festival BL to be to held up on bar 12 and 13 December 2022. It will be to held of the Bangalore International Center to Dhamlur. Will be session will be to stream to live. BLB to announce the list and author will be part and festival. This of the edition. The list of the include marquee names of the Jeffrey Archer to Chetan Bhagat to Alexander Maxwell of the Smith. 39 number question: who announced on the Rand Commission of the gather the quantable to custom data to submit to report and government would be to headed to format to judge and Madras to High Court and Kulashikran Judge K. Palaswamy. Related news: the correct answer K. Palaswamy to combination to gather to quantifiable to customized data submit report to the government would be headed by former judge of the Madras High Court A. Kulashagran. This is the commission would be soon to commence its and work and shall be decided to know in the collection such as data related cost. This was announced by Tamil Nadu Chief Minister K. Palaswamy on 7 December 2022. 14 number question: Japan PM said is unveil his the first stimulus package. Who as PM of Japan? সেটা হচ্ছে Yoshihide Suga. Related news: in Japan's PM2 Yoshihide Suga is set unveiled to his first stimulus package. The measure put together by Suga's government will be overall value of 73.6 trillion yen of 707 billion. The package will be include around 40 trillion yen in physical measures to such loans and investment and direct expenditure. This is the spending tool be to partly to finance to 19.2 trillion year from a third external budget. জাপানের ক্যাপিটাল টোকিও এবং কারেন্সি জাপানিজ ইয়েন এবং প্রাইম মিনিস্টার ইয়োশিহিদে সুগা ন্যাশনাল স্পোর্টস সুমো wrestling. 41 number question, who has become one of the first people in the world to get a vaccine against COVID-19 to Hari Shukla. Related news, an 87-year-old Indian origin man, Hari Shukla, is from the northeast England, became to one and first people who wouldn't get of the vaccine against COVID-19. He received to his wheelchair BioNTech job at the hospital Newcastle in December 2022. People to agent to 18 of the over December workers and will be to NH worker will be to high risk will be to first line of receive to life of saving of jab. 42 number question, Uber is the selling of his astronomers to vehicle development arm. Which of the following will be a employees and technology behind to Uber Advanced Technologies Group and stock transaction to Aurora. Related news, Uber's to selling up to autonomous to vehicle development arm, self-driving vehicle technology company. Aurora is acquired to employer and technology behind to Uber to Advanced Technologies Group in the stock transaction. Uber to also 400 million to Aurora and Uber to CEO. Antara and Koshar Shaini will be joined to Aurora board and directors. 43 number question, with UBI to transaction in the country to heading close and 2.2 billion in the month of November 2022. Which of the following they continued and hold and is the dominant position to recording to 960 million to transaction on its app to Google Pay, and will be UBI to transaction to country heading to 22 and month of November 2022 and Google Pay to continue to hold up the dominate of the posting to recording to 960 billion to transaction on this app. It to garner 2% 43%, 4% UPI market share showed from of the national payments of the corporation India to NPCI. Talking the second of the sport of the phone pay, which of the registered 868.4 million of the transaction. 44 number question, to Graves Cotton Electric Mobility Ampere Electro has to appointed whom as the chief technology officer CTO had to manufacturing to head in December 2022 সেটা হচ্ছে তিরুপতি শ্রীবাসন. Related news, Greece on Cotton Electric Mobility Ampere Electric has to appointed Tirupati Srivasan, Chief Technology Officer CTO and Manufacturing Head. Before to joining Ampere wasn't working with a Bangalore based on electric vehicle maker Adler Energy. Srivasan and wasn't worked international firms like Medtronic, Roxanne, Lomé, Streamy were of the leading in the global operation. 45 number question, the European Union has to found a wireless project to called an Hexa-X, which of the is focusing in the next generation to mobile technology 6G. Which of the following the companies to working on it? All of 1 2 3 Nokia, Ericsson and Atos. Related news, the European Union has to found a wireless and project called the Hexa-X, and which of the focusing on the next generation mobile technology 6G. Nokia has been to appointed to lead and group of the companies to universal working on it. Each of the aims to create unique 6G use and case in the scenarios will be to develop to fundamental 8G technology. Apart from to Nokia and project to increase the innovation of the Atlas, Intel, etc. 46 number question. In December 2022, Nokia has to start up to production of the 5G equipment in which of the city of India, Chennai. Nokia has to start the production 5G equipment to Chennai, India to Nokia Chennai factory manufacturing latest 5G massive multiple to input multiple output MMIMO equipment that is shipped to and countries toward advanced tests and 5G deployment. Nokia claims to have to invest over to 100 crore since in 2008 in development facility. 47 number question, who addressed the ICI Institute of Chartered Account of India started of the Manthan version 2 in December 2022. Piyush Goyal. And related news, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal addressed to ICI Institute of the Chartered Accounts of India startup of the Manthan version 2 on 8 December 2022. He informed that government has created fund and funds in a startup with an of the initial cost and 10,000 crore rupees to funding promising startup in their early stage and funding requirement. India too now houses and third largest startup ecosystem in the world. 48 number question, addressing the 10th Global Sports Summit of 2022, Indian Sport Minister Kiran Rijiju informed to that his government is studying how to manage Khelo India small industries across the country to 1000. And related news, addressing 10th Global Sports Summit of 2022, Union Sport Minister Kiran Rijiju to inform that the government is starting to 1000 Khelo India small centers across the country. This will be help to retain sports person to get employment to some role shaping sport culture in the country. The government to made various policy to changes and take into initiative encourage and support sportsmen. And 49 number question, M. Morale Dharun inaugurated the website for the 16th Pravashin Bharati Divas. When is this after day of the Ozar to every year 9th January? Related news, and B. Maruladharan, Minister to State of External Affairs, to inaugurate website 16 Pravasi Bharatiya Divas PFD 2021 on 8 December 2022 to marketing, commencement and online registration participation in the convention. The day observed to 9 January every year. It was in 1951 that Mahatma Gandhi to return to India from South Africa and led India to freedom struggle. 50 number question, the cyber wing the police which of the state acquired software crawler India Interpol that would help to track down child and pornography upload to online, সেটা হচ্ছে মহারাষ্ট্র। Just related news, Maharashtra the cyber wing to Maharashtra to policy about the platform of the intervene would help to them to track down child and pornography upload online. 12 officer to Maharashtra cyber were trained by the Interpol officer division design software Kerala 2 and undergo training on the Interpol 2019 Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray এবং গভর্নর ভগৎ সিং কোশারি এবং নাম্বার অফ ডিস্ট্রিক্ট 36 এবং লোকসভা সিট 48 এবং রাজ্যসভা সিট 90।